Imagine a top-tier pilot facing just impossible odds, not just with skill, but with this surprising resilience of spirit.
Yeah, what is it that makes some people not just, survive, but actually thrive when everything seems stacked against them?
Exactly. And before we dive into that, did you know that over on our YouTube channel, we've got something called Mindful Moments?
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
Well, they're these short analyses that use AI to pull out deeper insights from books. They really encourage reflection, critical thinking.
Oh, okay. So tools that are vital whether you're, say, facing a squadron of TIE fighters or just a really complex project at work.
Precisely. And thinking critically about these kinds of scenarios can give you surprising perspectives on your own challenges.
That makes sense. So today we're digging into excerpts from X-Wing '01 Rogue Squadron by Michael A. Stackpole.
Right, a book just packed with pilots in these, well, extreme combat situations.
And our aim today is really to pinpoint those moments, the ones that illustrate these positive theories of resilience, teamwork, and maybe even personal growth under intense pressure.
Okay, let's get into it. The book throws you right into this furious attack. Rogue Squadron, they're up against enemy bombers.
And you hear those urgent calls.
Acquire 5, acquire 6, just rapid fire.
And then the stark reality hits. He's gone. 1. That's green 2.
Yeah. But even in the chaos, you see pilots like Corrin just intensely focus on their instruments. What jumps out at you there?
Well, it's that ability, isn't it, to narrow your focus under just extreme duress. It's a kind of mental compartmentalization.
Okay, so it lets them stay functional, task-oriented, even when everything's going haywire.
Exactly. It's not about ignoring the danger, far from it.
Yeah.
But it's about prioritizing the immediate actions you need to take to survive.
That makes sense. And then you've got Risati. Her determination is just, wow.
Yeah, even with a tough bomber on her 6.
She's like, got one Corrin, but this last one's good. Hang on, I'll do my best. Just refuses to quit.
And that internal drive, that's fundamental to resilience, isn't it? That refusal to give in when things get hard.
It's that deep belief, maybe, in your ability to just keep pushing.
You see it all the time in high-pressure fields. That sort of inherent human tendency to fight for survival, for success.
So after that intense opening, things shift a bit. We see team structure. Admiral Akbar makes Captain Selchu the XO.
Right, and brings Gavin Darklighter into the squadron.
And Wedge Antilles, the leader, he has this tiny reaction. A suppressed smile, a wink at Tycho. It feels positive.
It really does. It hints at this existing foundation of trust, maybe understanding among the leaders.
Like Akbar's choices are maybe in line with Wedge's thinking.
Could be. Suggests a cohesive leadership, which is just crucial for team stability, especially when you're facing constant danger.
Then later, Wedge gives this briefing, really hammers home the team unity idea.
Yeah, he's very clear. Being a hotshot pilot doesn't make you more important than anyone else.
And he says lessons were learned. Important lessons.
Right, and his bluntness.
If you're not, I'm certain there are other squadrons who would love to have Rogue's washouts. Phew.
It's firm, yeah, but it seems aimed at fostering growth, accountability.
He's building a culture, isn't he, where the team comes before the ego.
Exactly. And by saying lessons were learned, he's kind of normalizing mistakes as part of growing. That's vital under pressure.
It reinforces that everyone has a part to play. Everyone's accountable.
Which leads nicely into that interaction between Corrin Horn and Lujane Forge.
Ah, yes. Lujane opens up, feels judged, shares something really personal about her parents on Kessel.
Her father volunteering, her mother being one of his students. It's a vulnerable moment.
And Corrin's response is just simple, sincere. I think that's great, I really do.
And that just breaks down a potential wall, right? Builds trust. How important are those personal connections in a team like this?
Oh, incredibly important. They're like the glue holding it together, especially in stressful times.
When people feel seen, accepted, it creates psychological safety, allows for more vulnerability, stronger collaboration.
So trust isn't just about, can you fly this thing?
Not at all. It's deeply human.
And speaking of skills, that later chat between Corrin and Lujane about the exercise.
Where she admits she wanted to see how good he was.
Yeah. And he's honest about his own skills, but also acknowledges hers. True, but you're still very sharp. I'd like to think the rest are going to be at least that sharp.
It shows that healthy dynamic, mutual respect, shared commitment to being their best.
They're pushing each other, but not out of rivalry.
No, it feels like it's for the team. For preparedness, mission success.
Then things take a really dark turn. The ambush on Corrin and Oral.
Centuries lost. And Lujane.
Lujane is killed. It's brutal.
And Corrin's internal thoughts afterwards. He's right. He saw the same thing Lujane did. I've been an idiot. That's harsh self-assessment.
Yeah, in the face of just devastating consequences, what does that kind of self-awareness do for resilience?
Well, I think that level of honest reflection, even after a massive failure, huge personal loss.
Yeah.
It's a hallmark of resilient people.
Taking responsibility, maybe. Learning instead of shutting down.
Exactly. Identifying how to improve, learning from it, not getting paralyzed by guilt or denial.
And the impact of Lujane's death is just.
Yeah.
You feel it when Wedge reports the casualties.
Gavin's reaction, Lujane is dead. It just hits you. Shows those deep bonds.
But then, against all odds, Corwin's back.
Right. And his joke to Tycho, I thought I was dead. Won't they be surprised?
It's such a jarring moment of resilience after nearly dying. Does humor play a part in coping there?
Oh, definitely. Humor, even really dark humor, can be a powerful coping mechanism with trauma.
Oh, so?
Well, it can diffuse tension, create a sort of sense of normalcy, maybe help regain a feeling of control in uncontrollable situations.
Acknowledging how bad it is without being totally swamped by it.
Precisely. And then Marax Tarek steps in, her rescue of Corwin.
And just her interactions with him and Wedge afterwards underscores that support, that camaraderie.
Yeah. And she downplays any romance with that funny line.
Corrin and I talked. Nothing happened. It's a good thing Corrin doesn't snore. I was able to get some rest.
It reinforces those friendship bonds. How crucial is that support network for resilience?
Absolutely vital. Knowing people have your back, care about you. It buffers the hits from stress, from adversity.
Gives you that sense of belonging, shared strength, makes navigating the tough stuff easier.
We also get that unexpected leadership moment from General Psalm.
Oh, yeah. Starts off looking sour about assignments.
But then defies a direct order to save Wedge's unit. A huge risk.
Massive. And Wedge wants to recommend him for a medal, but Psalm
insists, don't downplay the insubordination. He says, only Akbar and the High Command can forgive me for this mutiny.
Wow. He's prioritizing the mission, his people, completely over protocol. What does that tell you about leadership in crunch time?
It shows that real leadership sometimes means taking calculated risks, right? Putting the team first, even if it means challenging the rules.
Demonstrates a deep sense of responsibility, commitment to the bigger picture.
Then, as the story moves on, they're prepping for the Borleas mission.
And the briefing really stresses teamwork. Again, individual roles.
And Corrin immediately volunteers to be Wedge's wingman on the first run in.
You need a wingman, Commander. We'll make the first run together.
Underscores that collaborative spirit, that commitment to the objective.
It highlights clear roles, mutual support, everyone understanding the goal. Corrin's taking initiative, sharing the risk for the team's success.
But even with all this planning and action, the book doesn't forget the cost.
No, there's that brief mention. A memorial for Lujane and the others lost on Tallahassee.
You've got about 4 hours before we'll have a memorial. It's a stark reminder. Why is acknowledging loss so important when the fight's still going on?
It's a crucial part of healing, I think, individually and for the group.
Allows for grief, honors the fallen.
Exactly. And ultimately, it can strengthen the resolve of those left, reminding them what they're fighting for.
So pulling it all together, through these moments in X-Wing 01 Rogue Squadron, we really see these powerful examples. Resilience after loss.
The strength that comes from teamwork and trust.
That internal drive for self-improvement.
And even those unexpected acts of, well, bravery and leadership.
These excerpts really highlight that enduring spirit, human or otherwise, in times of just intense pressure.
And, these aren't just abstract ideas stuck in a book. These principles, resilience, teamwork, growth under duress, they're relevant to navigating challenges in any field, in your life.
That's so true. If you found these insights thought-provoking, definitely check out our Mindful Moments on our YouTube channel. More AI-powered analysis to spark your own reflections.
And of course, stay tuned right here to our podcasts for more explorations into compelling subjects like this one.
Yeah, as you think about these examples, maybe consider how these ideas about resilience and teamwork might apply to the challenges, big or small, that you face.
What's one small change you could maybe make in your own approach based on this?
That's a great question to ponder. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our future explorations.
And share this with someone who you think might find it insightful.
Absolutely. And if you want to read the whole book yourself, we've put a purchase link in the show notes.
But most importantly, take these ideas, resilience, teamwork, and really think critically about how they resonate in your own life.